I'm Samson Jukia, production manager, and I want to take you through the process from propagation to the planting of the rose plant. First of all, when you get the plants, we have to make sure that the ground is properly levelized, and again the bed lazing has been done. From there, we are going to keep the drip lines. Then we have to taste and see that all the drippers are dripping. We put on the mulching paper, and now our bed is ready for planting. Our plants are just going to be brought from the propagation station. We usually start our planting in the evening hours because that's the time the humidity is a bit good. We start the planting. The spacing of our plants is actually 20 centimeters from plant to plant. And after there, we take care of our young seedlings by showering, and actually we give irrigation with an EC of 0.8 from the beginning of the planting up to 6 weeks. We now start doing the bending after around 60 days of the planting. We give the plant again 60 days before we do our first cutting. During the first cutting, we have to make sure that these young basils that are going to be coming from the ground are properly harvested. We usually harvest at a height of 30 centimeters, that first basil, so that we can get at least 2 or 3 shoots from that mother basil. After the basil splitting, now we wait for our first flush. Our first flush will take again 60 days, and from there the flush we have to stagger, we have to split it, because if we allow it to grow at the same pace, then we are going to be bringing flush after flush, and we don't want that. So we have to split it so that we get continuation production in the whole year. For the harvesting, the harvesters are properly trained on how to harvest and also to pick the right castage as per the customer's specification. We usually make sure that our employees are putting on proper PPEs during the harvesting, especially the hand gloves and the dust coats, because the rose stem is actually thorny, and if you harvest without the hand gloves, it can damage the employees' hands or even damage their clothes. I'll just want to take you through how we harvest. Our ideal harvest cut point is actually based on the next flush that we are going to be getting after this. There, we have to train our employees that the harvesting should be at least 15 centimeters. The harvester shall go round the field and has to identify the proper castage before the harvesting is done. He can just do it through just cross-checking, putting a bit that stem close to him or her, then checking whether the castage is open, and then do the harvesting. The harvester also is required to make sure that is only fly picking the castage that is ready, not mixing the castage. We have a post-harvest solution that we usually use to dip our flowers after the harvesting, and this post-harvest is consisting of TOG6. That's the post-harvest we use in Aquila. From there, the harvester always count the flowers properly without touching the heads, and by harvesting, by touching the heads, it can bring some fungal diseases to that flower even before it leaves the greenhouse. The flowers are again recorded, and from recording, a transporter usually comes, collect the flowers after wrapping them properly, putting them on the trolley, and again pushing them to the waiting flower mover outside the door. The employee shall write on a piece of paper the flowers that have been produced during that day and hand it over to the transporter driver, who will take it to the pack house. The same shall be given to the supervisor, who will actually again write on the notice board. Then the flowers are taken to the pack house. For environmental conservation, we just use non-motorized trolleys to transport the flowers from the greenhouse outside, so that we take care of our environment.